looks good. Can you hear me? Yep. Everyone can hear me? Good. Sweaty. Bis alles gemacht wird. Nice to see you this morning. I'm almost with you. Good morning. Welcome to the Shala on this beautiful Saturday morning. How are you? Tip top? Okay. Sodala? Sodala? Okay. So I've advertised it a little bit on Instagram this last week, and last Saturday I spoke about it after class today. Christina here and I were having a little gathering about our journey with our healing with medical medium information. You're more than welcome to stay. You can leave whenever you want to leave, but we'll be here from between 11 and 1 o'clock or so. Sharing the books for medical medium, and we even made some food and a bit about his system and how it can help heal from many symptoms and conditions that we experience today. And if you feel like staying, you're more than welcome. It's informal, just a little hangout session together. So apart from that today, we go deep into our hamstrings. Maybe you saw it on Instagram as well. Hanumanasana is our bit of our teal, but of course you don't need to be able to do Hanumanasana to be in class today. So we'll move, we'll groove, we'll get warm in between. I'll open some windows. So let's begin. Maybe sit more toward the front edge of your yoga mat to begin with today, and have a blanket with you to sit on. Comfortable cross-legged position. And let your eyes slowly close and arrive in here this morning. So the beginning of the weekend was always my favorite time to practice yoga when I started practicing quite some years ago now. In Australia, we would be in this surf life saving center directly opposite the ocean. And so, watching the waves as you practice your sun salutations. And then on occasion diving into the water afterwards. Here we have the luxury, we can take our skis and walk up the mountain or ski down it. I think I always said I wanted to live either by the ocean or by the mountains, and I got my wish. So welcome yourself on this Saturday morning and let it be time for you. Let it be time well spent. Do what feels good for you this morning. Leave out what doesn't serve you so that you leave feeling inspired, at ease, comfortable in your body. Attune to the rhythm of your breath. Gentle, smooth inhale. Gentle, smooth exhale. Perhaps observing or resting within the pause between the breath, between the inhale or between the exhale. If there's somewhere in your body that you notice is a little tight or a little not so comfortable, feel free to bring a bit of movement there now. If you're feeling your shoulder, for example, feel free to bring a bit of movement there. If you're feeling your neck, or if you're feeling nothing at all, but you just like to move a little bit, then feel free to take a few pulses. Little rounding of the back, little back bend or twist or side opening. It can be big movements, it can be quite small. And be moved by the breath. So as you inhale, let that express through the body. As you exhale, let that express through the body. Another 5 or so breaths just for yourself here. And we'll gradually shift the feet to the left side of your yoga mat. Your hips can be grounded on a blanket or directly to the earth, but the feet shift to the left side and we're grounding through the sitting bones, and from here we can twist toward the right as we exhale. Keep the left sitting bone grounded. Come through center as you inhale into a side bend toward your feet, so toward the left as you exhale. So I'm opposite to you, so I'm not mirroring you at the moment, so in the opposite direction to me. And come up through center, Inhale. Exhale, the left leg will extend back for a pigeon pose. You can ground the fingertips. An active pigeon pose, so with your fingertips grounded, really extend back through the left leg, really open through the front of the left hip, deep down into the groin. Let that area be the focus here. And extend that all the way down the leg. Really breathe into the left foot. Ground your hands to the earth. As you inhale, round the back and hug your right knee in toward your chest. Look in, really hug in. And then with your exhale, shift your right foot forward between your hands. Ground the left knee to the earth. Breathe in here for a low lunge. Draw the hips back for an Ardha Hanuman exhale. Shift forward, inhaling for low lunge. Exhale, draw back for an Ardha Hanuman. Let's go again, inhaling. And exhaling. Take your time to open slowly through the back of that right leg. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale. Shift your weight forward. Inhale. Ground your hands to the earth. Exhale. Straighten the left leg and slowly step the right leg back for plank. And find your way to the earth with your exhale. Bring your fingertips further in front of you on the ground, a little wider than mat width. For a pulse in cobra, rolling your heart toward the ceiling and lowering back down. A few cycles in your own tempo. As high as you like, as low as you like. Really savor each movement. Really go deep inside, connect. And then bringing your hands by your rib cage. You could choose cobra or an upward facing dog pose with your inhale. And pressing back for a dog pose with your exhale. Take a few breaths here before we do the second side. Pose. Breathe. Let go of pushing into your body and invite the exhale to breathe softness throughout, to breathe freedom throughout, to breathe ease in your body. And with your exhale, slide your left knee toward your left hand. And then shift the right leg on top of the left. So we come back to sitting now again with our feet facing the right side. Grounding the right sitting bone, and then we're ready to twist to the left. Also nach links drehen. Come back through center, inhale. Side bend toward the right, exhale, so toward your feet. Inhale over center. Ground your fingertips, exhale, and extend the right leg back now. Ground through the fingertips, and again really extend into that right heel, and you'll feel a nice opening through the inner right hip and down through the groin, psoas, iliopsoas. At the same time, roll your heart toward the ceiling. So already reflects a bit of the pose of Hanumanasana. Breathe softness through the chest and the shoulders. Ground your hands to the earth, straighten the right leg, round the back and hug the left knee in. Exhale your left foot between your hands, ground the right knee. Low lunge with your inhale. Ardha Hanuman with your exhale, and a few cycles. Pulsing forward, inhale. Ardha Hanuman, exhale. Keep going, a few cycles. One more full cycle. Through lunge, inhale, ground your hands to the earth, exhale, straighten the back leg, shift the left foot back slowly for plank, and travel your way to the earth, exhale. Extend the toes back, ground the fingertips in front of the shoulders and a little wider than the shoulders. Then take your time to roll up and down in your own tempo. Like a wave, slow and gradual. Reach your attention all the way back to the toes. Forward into the crown of the head. So no part of your body is distanced from your attention. For classic cobra or upward facing dog pose, ground your hands by the rib cage. Choose cobra or upward facing dog pose with your inhale. Pressing back, downward facing dog pose with your exhale. Take a good 5 deep breaths here. Spread your fingers. Anchor down. With your next inhale, slowly raise your heels. With your exhale, bend your knees. Keep your hips high. Look toward your hands and inhale, step or lightly jump your feet to your hands for Ardha Uttanasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana with your exhale. And we roll to standing. Inhale. Vertebrae for vertebrae. Reach your arms out to the side and up by your ears. Reach out, try to touch the ceiling. And then grounding your hands by your side for Tadasana. So Ashtanga A, quite classic. We'll raise our arms. Inhale, look to the thumbs. Dive forward for Uttanasana as you exhale. Ardha Uttanasana, come halfway up as you inhale. Ground your hands, exhale, first cycle, you could step back to plank, and then option, ground the knees, or with straight legs, bend the elbows, exhaling. Feel free to choose cobra, or you shift your weight forward for upward facing dog pose. Good, and pressing back for downward facing dog pose. Exhaling for 5 deep breaths. Perhaps with Ujjayi Pranayam, hearing that sound of your breath like a breeze, guiding you inwards, centering you, lengthening the breath. One more full breath. And then with your next inhale, raise your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, open your heart toward your legs. Look forward, step or jump. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale, fold Uttanasana, exhale. Option with straight legs, you could bend them if you want to. Come up with a long spine, reaching the arms out to the sides, then up by your ears, look to the thumbs. Tadasana, Exhale. One more like this. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana with your inhale. Ground your hands with your exhale, option step or lightly jump back this cycle, bending the elbows directly for Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog pose with your inhale. Downward facing dog pose with your exhale. 5 breaths. Look to the toes, option 1. Option 2, you could look deeper in toward the navel. It's quite strong for the neck. I prefer to usually look to the toes. Keep your gaze steady. One more full breath. With your next inhale, raise the heels. With your exhale, bend the knees, heart toward your legs. Inhale, step or jump, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Option with bent knees, come up with a long spine. Urdhva Tadasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Ashtanga B, we'll inhale, bend the knees for Utkatasana. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, ground the hands, step or jump lightly through a connecting vinyasa. Strong center to downward facing dog pose. Step your right foot forward between your hands, ground the left heel to the earth for a warrior 1 with your inhale. So left heel is grounded down, warrior 1. Exhale, ground your hands back down to the earth, steady, step back, inhale. Connect your vinyasa through to downward facing dog pose. Exhale, directly step the left foot forward, then ground the back heel to the earth, and we rise for warrior 1 with your inhale. Ground your hands to the earth, exhale, slowly step the left leg back and through a connecting vinyasa. And we meet in downward facing dog pose. Good for 5 breaths. Spread your fingers, anchor down through the 4 corners of the palms of your hands. Anchor down and really extend back to the sitting bones. Create space between the ribs and the pelvis. Think of drawing your abdominal organs toward the back of your body. There's a soft internal support without squeezing your navel in. Yeah? Think of going deeper with the support. One more breath. Raise your heels, inhale, bend your knees, exhale, look forward, step or jump. Ardha Uttanasana with your inhale. Fold Uttanasana with your exhale. Utkatasana now, bend the knees, draw the hips back and reach your arms by the ears. Tadasana, exhale, new cycle, we'll reach our arms up with our inhale. For a side bend to the right, you can have your hands into prayer. Exhale, side bend to the right. Over center, inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Up through center, inhale. Fold forward and interlace your fingers behind you. Exhale, take an extra full breath in. And as you exhale, start to ground your hands to the earth. We'll step the right leg back, ground your fingertips or your hands to blocks eventually. Back heel is off the ground, breathe in. And as you exhale, draw the hips back for Parshvottanasana variation. The right hand stays to the earth. Now open your heart forward and twist toward the left with your inhale. So the right hand can eventually be on a block. Exhale, ground your hands to the earth, bend the left knee. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale through connecting vinyasa, slow, steady, strong support through your center. And we meet downward facing dog pose. Exhale, the music gets a little beaty now. Raise your right leg to the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot forward between your hands. So back heel is off the ground, we're in lunge with the back knee off the ground, breathe in. Draw your hips back for Parsvottanasana variation. Exhale. The left hand is on the ground now, and we'll twist toward the right. Reach your heart forward and the right hip back. Exhale, center back. Bend the right knee. Inhale, step forward. And fold. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, roll to standing. Reach your arms by your ears, hands in prayer. Side bend, exhale to the right. Over center, inhale. To the left, exhale. Over center, stay in center, inhale. And dive forward, exhale. Interlace your fingers behind you. Take a full extra breath. Ground your hands to the earth and we'll step the left leg back. Breathe in here, open your heart forward. Exhale, draw the hips back for Parsvottanasana variation. The left hand is on the ground. Reach your heart forward and we twist to the right with your inhale. Exhale, ground your hands to the earth. Bend the right knee. Inhale through plank. Steady and slow, you're connecting vinyasa. If you're tired, you can skip it. You can also do a cat-cow instead. To downward facing dog pose, exhale. Let's inhale and raise our left leg to the ceiling. Good, shift forward, exhale. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, draw the hips back, fold over the left leg. Ground in the right hand, open your heart forward and then twist. Good. Exhale, ground your hands to the earth. We'll step forward, inhaling. Uttanasana, exhaling. Roll to standing, inhale. Reaching up. Tadasana, exhale. Let's bend our knees for Utkatasana, inhale. Draw your hands together into prayer at your heart. Twist to the right for Parivrita Utkatasana. Over center, inhale. Reach your arms up. And then change sides. Exhale. Twist to the left. Roll back to center. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Dive forward. Uttanasana. Exhale. 5 deep breaths. If you like, hold the ankles, draw the elbows back behind you. You could also hold the elbows behind your legs, another option, or the elbows in front of your legs. 2 more breaths. With your next inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, you can touch the fingertips to the earth or have your hands to your shins. Really take space to open up. And then ground your hands to the earth, step or jump back for Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Inhale, shoulders down, heart open, legs are parallel. Exhale, shift over to dog pose. Draw your feet quite close together. We'll raise the right leg toward the ceiling with your inhale. Exhale, shift your right foot forward. Ground the back heel for a warrior 1. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Roll your heart toward the ceiling, inhale. Dive forward, exhale the right crease of the shoulder to the right thigh. The arms over. Look back to the left foot. Come back up through warrior 1 with your inhale. Reach up. Exhale, ground your hands to the earth through plank and connect your vinyasa through. Slow and steady. Inhale, point the toes back. Yep. Downward facing dog pose. Exhale. Second side, reach your left leg to the ceiling. Inhale. Shift, exhale, the left foot forward, then ground the right heel. Steady base first, then reach and open up. Inhale. Interlace behind you. Exhale. Roll your heart to the ceiling. Inhale. Dive forward. Exhale. Back through center. Inhale. Warrior one. Exhale. Hands to the earth. Through plank. Inhale. Connect your vinyasa through. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Option rest this cycle or one more. Inhale. Raise the right leg. Exhale. Shift forward. Ground the back heel. Inflow. Inhale. Exhale. Interlace the fingers. Take the extra breath. Inhale. Dive forward. Exhale. Back up with good support through your center. Stay steady. Keep your eyes steady. Exhale. Ground your hands. Travel through. Add a little smile. Wiggle your butt. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Shift forward. Open up. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Interlace. Inhale. Extra breath. And reach out and over. Exhale. Open back up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the earth. Travel through. Inhale. Exhale. Take your back bend. Inhale. Downward facing dog pose. Are we warm? Excellent. Sonnengrüße sind vorbei. Raise your heels, inhale, bend your knees, exhale. Look to the space to the outer edges of your hands and we'll jump or step our feet to the outside of our hands for Malasana. Hands in prayer, lift through your heart, sink through the hips. Press the arms and legs against each other and breathe. Exhale, slowly ground your buttocks. Balance just behind the sitting bones, legs together, Navasana. You can begin with the knees bent. Draw the palms up toward the ceiling. It gives like a nice spread across the shoulders and chest. It also helps to lift our energy and raise the legs a little higher. Look toward the toes. Exhale, hug in. Inhale. Exhale, option straighten the legs. Look to the toes, breathe. Soften the forehead and the eyes. Exhale, hug in. Inhale. Das letzte. Option, raise your arms up by the ears. Keep gazing to the toes. Exhale, hug in. Breathe in and with your exhale, roll slowly down onto your backs. All the way. Reach your legs up toward the ceiling. You can point your toes. As you exhale, lift your shoulder blades off the ground and look toward your legs and reach your arms forward parallel to the earth, off the ground. And start to make small little pulses. So as you exhale, you lift yourself higher off the ground toward your legs. And as you inhale, you lower your chest. So little pulses through the chest, not the arms. Sorry, the arms stay steady. And we're pulsing softly up and down through the chest. Exhale as you lift higher. Inhale as you come a little down. I would avoid going all the way back to the ground to come all the way back up. Stay basically up. And just small little pulses up and down, moving within a space of just 2 inches or so. That's it. Chin draws in. Slowly release down to the earth. Bend the knees, hug them. Breathe. Inhale, extend the legs to the ceiling and draw the heels together and the feet apart, so 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock. You can flex the feet and then open your legs out to the sides. Maybe you have space, looks like you do. Good. Shoulder blades off the ground again. Interlace your last 3 fingers and thumbs and your hands are extending through between your legs, and we pulse again. Exhale as you lift higher. Inhale as you lower just a little. In the space of about 2 inches, moving your body. See if you can keep your legs very still. Keep your chin steady. Keep your head steady so you're not nodding as you go up and down. 3 more. You can do it. Stay lifted through your chest and inhale, draw your legs together, just remove the arms. Well, not literally. Exhale, bend the knees, hug them and lower your chest down. And you can bring the soles of your feet together on the ground and the knees apart for a Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring the arms up by your ears and just enjoy the sweet space over your center. Fresh air sweeping into the room. Three more deep breaths. Inhale, start to draw your knees together. Exhale, hug your knees in toward your chest. Start to rock and roll yourself forward and back, getting some momentum. Keep yourself tucked in, rocking forward and back until you have enough momentum to ground your feet at the front of the mat and come to Uttanasana. So using that momentum, if it works, and we come to Uttanasana at the front of the yoga mat. And start to bend your knees for Utkatasana. Draw your hips back, take your time, lengthen through the lower, middle and upper back. Reach your arms by your ears. You could look to your thumbs if you like. And breathe. Ujjayi pranayam, so steady breaths. Gaze at a point on the ground, maybe a meter or so ahead of you. Start to bring your weight into the right foot as a rechte Bein, the right foot. Exhale, start to lift the left foot off the ground and extend the left leg back for a warrior 3. So extend into the left heel, reach forward into your fingers. Draw your deep abdominal organs toward the back of your body, lengthen through the lower back. Now point the left foot. And as you exhale, bend the right knee and come into mid-lunge. Start to ground the left foot to the earth behind you. And we come into mid-lunge, so it's a halfway 45-degree angle with our chest. Hands into prayer at your chest. Exhale, we twist to the right. Hands in prayer, option 1. Option 2, you can bring the right arm around behind you and the left arm under for the bound variation. So create space through the right side of your body. Roll your heart toward the ceiling. Let's transition high lunge now with your inhale. Steady. Open into warrior 2 now with your exhale. Gaze beyond the right fingers. Sink down through that right sitting bone. Draw your chest back this way. This way towards me. Touch my hand here. Touch. Reach, reach, reach. Yeah. Yeah, good. Let's come into side warrior. The left hand to the left leg. Arch over. Keep the right sitting bone anchoring down. And as you return your chest to center, straighten the right leg. And exhale, reach out for Trikonasana now. Reach toward the front of your yoga mat first. Really reach, lengthen through the right side of the body. And then just swing the right arm to the earth from the right shoulder. Ground the right hand maybe to a shin or to your block. Or the fingertips to the earth, to the inside of the right foot. And then with your exhale, reach the left arm over by your ear. Reach into the fingertips and back into the left outer hip. Reach, reach, reach. Yeah. Good. Exhale, bend the right knee for Utthita Parshvakonasana. Option 1, keep the fingertips to the earth or bring the forearm to the thigh. Option 2. Or go deeper, bound variation. Option 3, the left arm around, the right arm under. Finding your fingers behind you. Draw the right sitting bone toward your left heel. Yeah, good. And from there, roll your heart toward the ceiling. Utthita Parshvakonasana. Draw your right sitting bone, find your right sitting bone and draw the right sitting bone back toward the left heel. Yeah. From here, exhale your hands to the inside of that right foot and turn to the left for Skandasana. The left knee will bend, the toes will turn slightly outwards, so 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Option 1, keep the hips to the height of your knee. Option 2, you could sink deep down like many of you have. And then you'll want to raise the right foot toward the ceiling. Change sides. Hug your feet toward each other. Inhale, exhale, change sides. Change again. Hug your feet toward each other. That gives you a lot of support through the inner thighs as you change sides. Change sides again. Inhale. Exhale. Ground your fingers, come to the center point. Inhale, straighten both legs. Draw your feet parallel for Prasarita Padottanasana. You can wander your fingertips in line with your toes. Draw the elbows back so the arms are parallel. Breathe in, open your heart. You could maybe look down and just focus on lengthening through belly, ribs, chest. And then you can fold forward as you exhale. If you want to, you can shift to this variation if that's easier for the hips. Yeah. If your head's on the ground, lift your head up again, bring your feet a bit closer together, and then go forward again. Now as you inhale, open your heart, walk your hands forward in front of your body. And as you exhale, turn to the front of the yoga mat. You can lift the back heel off the ground for a variation of Parshvottanasana, fold over that right leg. You can have your hands on a block. Draw the right sitting bone back. Fold your chest over the right leg. Two more breaths. And start to bend your right knee. Walk your hands forward in front of you. You could have your hands on blocks for standing split. Anchor through that right foot and radiate the left leg to the ceiling. We won't stay too long. Inhale, open your heart forward. Radiate the left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your feet together for Uttanasana. You can bend your knees. Fold, exhale. Then roll yourselves to standing as you inhale, vertebrae for vertebrae. Gaze at a point somewhere a couple of meters ahead of you on the ground. Just pause, breathe. And when you're ready, Utkatasana, inhaling. Start to gaze toward the earth, maybe a meter ahead of you. Bring your weight into your left foot, left leg, linke Bein. Inhale, raise the right foot off the earth. Exhale, start to extend the right leg back behind you. Can flex the right foot to begin with and really extend into that right heel. Really open down the front of that right thigh, down the back of that right leg. Really activate the right leg. And you can point that right foot, start to bend the left knee and step the right leg far back for mid-lunge, so where chest is at a 45-degree angle. Keep radiating through the arms into the fingers, then bring your hands together into prayer. Twist to the left, exhale. Now the crown of your head radiates to the front of your mat. Option, left arm around, right arm under for the bound variation. Crown of your head radiates to the front of your mat as you roll your heart toward the ceiling. You almost had your hands. Transition, high lunge now with your inhale. Open into warrior two with your exhale. 5 good deep breaths. Good. Ja, genau. Soften the shoulders down, but lift a little through the breastbone. Draw your chest back this way a little bit towards the back of the mat. Just your chest. Keep bending the left knee. Now keep bending the left knee. Now your chest toward the back of your mat. This way towards me. Ja, genau. Genau. Soften the shoulders. Ground the right hand to the right thigh now and inhale, come into a side opening. As you lift your chest back up, start to straighten the left leg, inhale, and then with your exhale, reach out, reach first, really lengthen the side waist, and then from the left shoulder, just ground the left hand to the shin, to a block, or to the earth, to the inside of that left foot. And roll your heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, the right arm sweeps over toward the front of your mat. Palm of the hand faces down. Keep rolling your heart toward the ceiling. Yeah, draw the shoulder back a little bit. This shoulder back toward the wall. Ja, genau. Genau. Exhale, Utthita Parshva Konasana. Start to bend the left knee. You could keep the hand to the earth or bring the left forearm to the thigh. Or travel bound variation, right arm around, left arm under. Once you find your fingers, or perhaps even as you find your fingers, the left sitting bone draws toward that right heel. So it might feel like you're hugging the buttocks in underneath your body as you roll your heart toward the ceiling. Draw the chin slightly in as if you're holding an orange between your chin and your chest. And ground your hands to the inside of the left foot, turn to the right, Skandasana, exhale. Toes turn slightly out. You can bend the right knee, you can draw the hips to the height of the right knee or sink deeper down. And then changing sides, hug your feet toward each other, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Last side. Exhale. Your feet parallel. Raise your chest and interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, open through your heart center. Exhale, fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. After 3 breaths, change how you interlace your fingers. So if the right thumb is on the outside, change. So now the left thumb is, and then change all your fingers. Inhale, raise your chest halfway up, hands to the buttocks. Exhale, ground your hands to the earth in front of you. Turn to the front of the yoga mat for Parshvottanasana variation with the back heel off the ground. The left leg is active. You can have your hands on blocks if you need to be a little higher up. Slowly fold over the left leg as you exhale. For standing splits, balance on the left leg, rallance, what's that word? I have no idea. Radiate the right leg toward the ceiling. Lift your right hip up, sorry. Ja, genau. Good. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly bend your knees, bring your feet together for a soft Uttanasana at the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, ground your hands, either step to plank or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, exhale. Let's raise our right leg toward the ceiling, inhale. Shift your right foot forward between your hands for a high lunge. With your inhale, reach up. And again, focus on opening the front of the pelvis down through the inner left groin. Exhale, slowly ground your left knee to the earth. Roll your heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, right hand to the thigh, left hand to the earth, and shift your right foot a bit more to the right side of your mat. Option 1, the left leg stays long behind you as you roll your heart toward the ceiling. Option 2, you could bend the left knee, And hold over the front of that left foot with the right hand. And then as you roll your heart toward the ceiling, you can draw the heel away from the buttocks. With your next exhale, fold your chest toward the earth and draw the heel toward the buttocks. Oof, yes, exactly. Inhale, roll your heart toward the ceiling. You can draw the heel away from the buttocks. And as you exhale, draw the heel toward the buttocks. One more cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly inhale, release the left leg, exhale. Shift your right foot now in underneath your body more so and come into Ardha Hanuman. And point the left foot points. You can choose to stay in this variation with the hips high or walk your hands back and come to a sit with the left side of your buttocks on the left heel. So you need your hands to help balance you because the right side is off the ground. And we're folding over that right leg. If it doesn't work for your left knee, you can lift yourself to the first variation. Inhale, lift your hips, come back to Ardha Hanuman. You're welcome to stay here. Or now we shift the right leg further forward, the left leg back too for full Hanumanasana. Option to have a block let's say, in underneath the right hamstring. You could also slide a bolster in underneath your pelvis. Maybe a block on top of that as well. If you are nicely balanced on something, what you could do then is maybe raise your chest. And the full variation, reaching the arms up. If it's really strong in the right hamstring, you can bend that right knee slightly. Deep breaths. If you reach your arms up, make sure you're balancing on something. It will be otherwise quite strong for your legs. Keep your gaze steady, strong. And as you exhale, ground your hands to the inside of that right leg, and you could eventually come down to the forearms. Relax your mouth and jaw, 2 more breaths. Come back up onto your hands and slowly hug the right leg back. And we come into child's pose with the legs together. Feels good, child's pose now. After Hanumanasana, it's my favorite pose. Reach your arms forward. Raise your hips and round the back as you come forward, like as in a cat pose. And then start to soften your hips forward. You can Open your heart toward the ceiling. Tuck the toes under. Some of you might like to straighten the knees off the ground. And press through the hands, lift through the hips, and come into downward facing dog pose. Let's raise the left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, shift the left foot forward. High lunge now. Really open down the front of that right hip, down through the inner groin. Slowly keep your chest nice and lifted. Gradually ground that right knee to the earth. Keep opening. Exhale, left hand to the thigh, right hand to the earth, and you can shift that left foot a bit more to the left of your mat. Option 1 from here, roll your heart toward the ceiling. Option 2, you can bend the right knee and reach back, hold over the front of that right foot with the left hand. And then, same principle, roll your heart toward the ceiling, drawing the heel away from the buttocks. And with your exhale, draw your chest toward the earth and the heel toward the buttocks now. Inhale, roll your heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, heel toward the buttocks as you fold forward. One more cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back up. Inhale. Release the right foot. Exhale. Center the left foot between your hands for Ardha Hanuman. Hips back. You can stay in this variation or go further. Point the right foot back first and then sink the right sitting bone to the right heel. So let's come back to Ardha Hanuman. And then maybe some of you to Hanumanasana. Take your time to set up. This side might be quite different, so be patient with yourself. It might be harder, it might be stronger, it might be easier. Ideally, you position yourself that you're not bringing so much stress into your upper body in an effort to relax the lower body. Find a way to stay soft, even if you're supporting yourself with your hands. Some of you might find you can raise the arms. And grounding your hands to the inside of that left foot. And maybe coming down to the forearms. Breathe deep in your exhale. Soften the mouth and jaw. Sink in. Really appreciate your legs here. Appreciate your hips here. I can imagine some of you are like, oh God, these hips of mine. These legs of mine. So send some positive words to your body here. Two more breaths. Come slowly up onto your hands and press through the hands and suck your left leg back. Lift through the hips, legs together as you fold forward. Slowly raise your chest. Lift your hips, cross the ankles and sit back onto your buttocks. Maybe sit on the edge of a blanket for Paschimottanasana. If you feel you don't want to do another forward bend or more hamstring opening, option A, you just stay upright. Option B, as you come forward, you can really bend the knees and then just wrap your arms underneath your legs and fold forward. Some of you might be so open that you're really ready for a deep Paschimottanasana. Deepen your exhale, soften in. Final forward bend. Create space through the chest area by lifting and lengthening from the navel to the breastbone. Roll yourself back up with your inhale. With your exhale, bend the right knee and ground your foot to the outside of the left leg. Grow tall as you inhale. And we twist to the right as you exhale. Actively extend like you're pushing your foot against a wall as you twist. You could choose to go deeper, bringing the left arm in underneath the right leg for the bound variation. See if you can draw a little bit more of the belly through, past the leg. And from there, twisting up through the thoracic spine. Over center, inhale. Exhale, release in the right leg forward, second side. Grow tall as you inhale. Exhale, first twist and hug the left leg. Stabilize, then inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, maybe draw a bit more of your belly through. And maybe the right arm under, left arm around. And roll your heart toward the left. Inhale, center back. Exhale, release the left leg. You can remove the blanket. Bend the knees, come to lay on your backs. Bring your feet about hip width apart once you lay on your backs. Legs parallel. You can roll down, I'll watch you. So preparing for bridge pose, the arms are down by the sides. We won't come up into bridge pose just yet, but have that position. So the heels are in underneath the knees, arms are down by your side, palm facing down. And we're just doing some pelvic tilts to begin with. So it's just movement out of the pelvis as you inhale. Tilt the pelvis forward, the lower back will come off the ground. And as you exhale, lengthen through the lower back. The front of the pelvis will come more toward your chest. And then as you inhale, the front pelvic bones will draw away from the chest. And as you exhale, they'll come closer toward your chest. Just do this a few times. It's a few small pelvic tilts. And then as you exhale, the lower back will ground to the earth. Hold that support, and inhale will now lift the hips off the ground. And then as you exhale, lower back down, middle back, lower back, sacrum. Take a moment, inhale, feel the pelvic tilt. And then exhale, ground through the lower back again. And inhale, lift the hips. And now we'll stay there. Option 1, you can support through the pelvis with your hands, or you could interlace your fingers in underneath your body. You can roll the shoulder blades toward each other. Just 5 breaths here. You could bring your feet closer toward your body. Ja, genau. Think of squeezing a block between your inner upper thighs. Less squeeze in the buttocks. Think of squeezing a block between your inner upper thighs. 1 more breath. And then you can release the arms, spread across the shoulder blades, and slowly lower down vertebrae for vertebrae. Some of you, that might be enough for back bending. You can bring the soles of your feet together and the knees apart for Supta Baddha Konasana. Some of you might like an Urdhva Dhanurasana, where we bring the hands in underneath the shoulders, or maybe just the fingertips underneath the shoulders, the elbows draw toward, parallel. The heels are underneath the knees, just as in bridge pose. The same process, we first exhale and lengthen into the tailbone, grounding through the lower back. And then when you're ready, press into the feet, press into the hands, slowly lift up. You can maybe come to the crown of the head first and maybe readjust your hands if you need to get a better support. And then you can extend through the arms and lift up fully for Urdhva Dhanurasana. And when you're up there, move the head a little bit and maybe look a little left or right. Explore looking up, explore looking down. 5, 6 breaths perhaps. And when you do come down, look up toward the ceiling. And sit, bend the elbows and come to the back of the shoulders. Take a few breaths, and once you feel ready, you can bring then the soles of the feet together and the knees apart, and we meet everyone in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you happen to have blocks nearby, you can even support your legs with blocks high up close toward the buttocks at a nice angle. It gives a good support there for the pelvis, for the knees. And then draw the knees together as you inhale. And come into a reclining twist toward the right as you exhale. Can support the knees with a bolster. Could have a blanket between the legs. To change sides, inhaling, exhaling across to your second side. Come slowly back to center with your inhale. Hug your knees in as you exhale. Preparing for Shavasana. If you happen to have a wall nearby or you want to put your legs up a pillar or somewhere in the front of the room, feel free to find some wall space for passive inversion instead. Once you're steady, breathe fully, deeply in. And fully, completely breathe out. Savor this time of rest. Stay deeply connected. Stay here. Right where you are, feel your body from the inside as you rest. Feel the ground below you. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Just rest a moment longer where you are. Feel the stillness of your body. Remember this and bring this energy into the rest of your day, this quality of rest, even as you go into your activities for the rest of the day. Remember this moment and let it seep into every action, every thought, every word. Roll over to one side. Gradually bring yourself back to a comfortable seated position. So thank you for sharing the room with us all today, each and every one of you, for coming and sharing this space together. May it support you in many surprising, unexpected ways. Have a beautiful weekend. Namaste. Dankeschön. Have a good breakfast. If you stay, see you here around here at 11. If you need to go, see you next time. Dankeschön. Danke dir. Danke online. It worked again. Fully, completely. Perfect. Dankeschön. Me too. I saw them. No, echt? Yes.
I started baking yesterday around 9.
No.
And it was at midnight and I'm so happy when I'm baking.
Thanks, online yogis, for joining. Bye-bye.